What's up guys, hope you're doing well. Hamid Babali here, back with another video trying to get my upload schedule consistent again. So if you guys were waiting on updates or anything like that, I hope you stick around and subscribe for those updates, and it'll just help me get a little bit more consistent with the uploading again. Today I'm going to talk about a subject that it's kind of inevitable in the soccer/football industry today, and especially in today's world. As you guys know, those of you who have been following my career, those of you who have been following my journey as of lately, you guys know that I'm in one of the lowest moments in my career ever. Last year was a very tough year, but successful in the fact that I got 2 professional contracts in 1 year, which was a good thing for me. However, both of those contracts, a lot went wrong, as you guys know. And this year I haven't had a contract. I've had a contract in Australia fall through completely. I had it signed, everything I had already sent to the club, but alas, it fell through and I got left with nothing. NISA broke down and I've been looking for opportunities. My agents have been looking for opportunities, and nothing has happened at all. So long story short, this is a reality of the football industry that everybody needs to know. It's something that I've tried to not involve myself in, try not to be a part of, but it is inevitable when you are a part of this world, and that is corruption in football, especially when in terms of getting opportunities. If you go on LinkedIn nowadays, and if you go on other social media, you'll see a lot of agents that will charge you exorbitant fees to go and trial in such and such country, such and such league, such and such club. First things first, you guys should never ever take those, because those are just not real. They're not real. If a club is interested in you, they will provide you with value. They'll provide you with housing, or they'll at least, you'll fly out there and they'll at least provide you accommodation during your trial. And then if you end up signing, they'll, recomp what you spent on the flights. So that's the first thing. But I'm talking more in the sense of connections. So one thing that's happened over the course of my career and my life in this football world especially has been the connections you make, the friends that you make on this journey. And honestly, it's extremely important. Connections get you into football teams better than agents do sometimes. That's just the truth. All right, that's just no escaping that. So yeah, you can't really get around that. A lot of my opportunities, especially last year, were through connections, through friends, right? So I had friends that introduced me to a club president, and I got into the club through that. Then I had other friends that were at the club and they needed more players, and so they invited me out, and the coach liked me, and that's how I got that opportunity. I can't sit here and say that I've not benefited from that, because that would make me a hypocrite. And that's just the truth. I have to tell you guys the truth. You guys know that my channel is all about telling the truth. So there's that. Now, here's the other side of things. And this is the side that is sketchy, but as a footballer, especially nowadays, you're going to have to do this. Talent is not enough. Talent is nowhere near enough anymore. That's just the truth, because everybody has talent. And you might even fit the profile. You might fit the bill of a club, that you might be what they want, but it won't matter in a lot of circumstances. So what do you do? One hand washes the other. That's the phrase in Portuguese. That's the phrase in Brazil. One hand washes the other. I'll give you an example in my career. At the moment, there is a potential opportunity for me in Brazil, right? I've mentioned this in previous videos, and I'm still waiting on that opportunity to see whether it's gonna go right or not. The way I got that opportunity is through an old coach of mine, and we're friends, so he helps me and I help him. That's just the truth. That's the reality. I help him by introducing him to agents. I send his CV to people. I get his name out there. And what does he do for me in return? If he gets something, if he gets into a club, and he already knows me as a player, he likes me as a player, he trusts me as a player. But it's that very, very simple thing of one hand washes the other. So I help him out and he helps me out. If he gets into a club, he always asks, are you a free agent? If you're a free agent, do you want to come in? This is the budget we're working with. This is where we're going to play. This is our stadium. This is our living conditions. This is the accommodation, etc. And that's a very solid connection that I have in that industry now. Yeah, and that's how you kind of have to do it. Agents can do a lot for you, but as you can see through my situation, sometimes agents can't do anything for you. Sometimes you have to do things for yourself. And sometimes you have to make friends in that sort of way. Why am I telling you guys this? Because I don't want you guys to be under any illusions when you get to this point in your career. A lot of players get to this point through other people, through other talented players. I mean, for example, Zlatan Ibrahimovic, he met Mino Raiola. I'm pretty sure it was through Maxwell, I believe. And look where Mino Raiola took Ibra in all those places. Look where he took him. And as you guys know, for example, to keep Zlatan as an example, Mourinho loved him. Jose Mourinho absolutely loved him. And Mourinho took him, he was at Inter, they were at Inter together. And when Mourinho went to Manchester United, years and years and years later, Mourinho immediately called Zlatan and said, do you want to join Manchester United? That's how the industry works. That's exactly how it works. And one thing that I saw, especially in Brazil, was that exact situation. I saw coaches who were best friends with certain sporting directors, and those sporting directors would get into clubs and they'd bring that coach because they owe him a favor, and that coach would bring in 14, 15 players that he already knew from the past and owed favors to. And that's how the industry works. It's an ugly reality. It's an ugly advantage to have. Because realistically, in a perfect world, it's a meritocracy. And it's about who's the best players. It's about who's the best informed, who's the most informed player, who's the best fit. But it's not always like that. It really is not always like that. And sometimes you just have to be a part of the dirty system. I wish that I didn't have to be a part of that dirty system. I wish that it had to do with 100% with merit, but it doesn't. It has to do with who you know, how you treat them, how much people like you, and about favors. Who owes you a favor? Who doesn't owe you a favor? That's just the reality, ladies and gents. It's the same thing in college soccer, semi-pro soccer, any level that you get to. Connections and favors are everything. Because they're the advantage, because so many players are talented. There's so many players that could just walk into a team and it would be great. But how do you get your foot in the door? Favors and connections. So it's a part of your game that you need to work on. It's a part of your networking that you need to work on, for sure, if you want to get to the levels that you want to get to. It's an ugly reality of football, but you have to play the game. I have to do the same thing. I tried to keep myself clean. I tried to keep myself away from all of that. I tried to stay true to my values. I really did. But the world wins you over. And I'm not getting any younger. And this transfer window is about to close. So, just so you guys know the reality, you guys know the truth. All right. Speech was too long, but I hope you guys learned something, and I hope you subscribe too. I'm gonna try to upload more videos. I'm gonna try to be more consistent, especially because I know that a lot of you are wondering what the hell is gonna happen to me. I don't know what's gonna happen to me either, so stay tuned. Stay tuned. I might just leave. Like I said in my previous video, I might just stop playing if it doesn't work, which it doesn't seem like it's working. Nothing seems like it's working. I'm gonna be completely honest with you. And my fight is running out. I'm running out of the will to fight. So yeah, anyways, hope you learned something. I'm sorry if it wasn't the most cheerful video, but the football industry is not cheerful. Not in the slightest. So yeah, subscribe. Peace.